Hello and welcome inside Yost Ice Arena for another edition of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Strain, joined by Nick Kornberg. Just about a minute till face-off between an odd midweek matchup between the Michigan Wolverines and the Merrimack College Warriors. Michigan riding high after a tough month of December that saw them tie 4 out of 5 games. Their first game in January against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish outdoors in South Bend was a 4-2 win over the number 6 team in the country.
Indeed, Drain. That was an absolutely huge game. Michigan really this year coming in with high expectations, really did not make the most of a front-loaded schedule. In fact, had a terrible time of it for most of the first half of the season. Now, with that big Notre Dame win in South Bend, they have the opportunity to get back on track and make a late push for the tournament. Of course, this is the last game of I suppose, the break period for Michigan hockey, and that's big because this will be the last game that theoretically that they will be without Quinn Hughes and Josh Norris, arguably their 2 best players. Of course, missing the last 2 weeks of the season, missing the Great Lakes Invitational to play at the World Junior Championships for the United States. Of course, they made the finals. However, they lost to Finland.
Yep, Hughes and Norris both unavailable in tonight's game, which means we'll see more of those freshmen and sort of other players who are typically scratched.
Yes, of course, this is the last one for a lot of those players to really show what they can do. Of course, Jack Summers generally would not be playing were Quinn Hughes in the game. Same with Adam Winborg opening at center. Adam Winborg, a player I like a lot and really has another opportunity to audition.
So the opening draw is won by the Wolverines. It's the Pastujov line with Will Lockwood starting the game. The top pair nominally is Ciccone and Blankenberg for the Wolverines. Lockwood just can't find a pass that goes past him all the way down. It's not going to be an icing, though, as Merrimack's trying to clear it out of their own zone. Behind the net, Mike Pastujov picks it up. Pass over to Nick. Quick shot in on net. And the first save of the evening for the netminder tonight, Drew Vogler.
Well, in one half of his junior season here at Michigan, Nick Pastujov already has more points and more goals than he did in his first 2 seasons combined as a freshman and sophomore, really relegated to third and fourth line roles. Now he's really emerged as a player, as really Michigan's probably most proficient goal scorer.
6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points in 20 games on the year for the junior from Bradenton, Florida.
It's actually the other way around, Drain. 10 goals, 6 assists.
Oh, that's right. 10 goals, 6 assists for 16 points. Lockwood's the 6 goal, 10 assists. Anyway, back in the action, the first line out there for the Wolverines, and looks like very quickly off the draw we have a pass played with a high stick, which will bring a whistle just outside the Merrimack blue line. The top line for the Wolverines tonight is Luke Morgan, Jack Becker, and Jake Slaker. Of course, this is the position where Norris would normally be, and now we've got a lot of confusion going on, as the first line was about to take that draw, and then 3 fresh skaters came on for the Wolverines. That's the 4th line of Garrett Van Wy, Nolan Moyle, and Dakota Raby. And the draw won by Van Wy. Loose tried to clear it down into the offensive zone. Now a loose puck picked up by Coombs, who takes a quick shot, goes just a little wide, clipping a piece of the Wolverine netminder, Strauss-Mann. Shot off the boards is picked up by Nolan Moyle, leaves it behind for Griffin Luce. Long stretch pass that Raby touched. Lead attacker in for the Wolverines is Van Wy. Moyle goes down to the corner as it rims around the boards. Merrimack trying to get it out of their own zone, but a loose puck, and they are not quite able to pinch it out as Luke Martin holds it in at the line. Point down behind the net, looking for Moyle to go up against the boards where Van Wy is checked hard by the Warriors. Coombs passes it to the middle, but an interception there by Martin, who fanned on his first pass, able to get it to Van Wy, who chips it deep into the Warrior end. Wolverines able to get a change. Just about 90 seconds in, still scoreless. Comes out to the point where Michigan continuing to have some extended offensive zone pressure. Jake Slaker trying to chip it. Now picked up at the point. A shot through traffic is blocked in front of Vogler. Now down low, it's Luke Morgan, who is being harassed there by Ryan Cook. Merrimack gets to it and finally is able to flip it on down the ice. Luke Martin is able to evade an attacking Warrior and chip it back to the neutral zone, where Luke Morgan picks it up, skating quickly through the neutral zone, past the logo at the middle of the ice, and a rebound. Puck is loose in front of the net. Slaker takes a shot, and it bounces up on top of the net. A loose puck. It was a beautiful play by Luke Morgan, skated into the zone, took a shot that had a hard ricochet off the boards. He took a shot, and then the rebound came loose for Slaker.
Well, Jack Becker there in his regular position, standing right at the front of the net, a goal poacher, a little bit like Nick Pastujov. Ultimately got past him, fell back to Slaker. Slaker is going to be looking up at the heavens and wondering how that did not go in.
Yeah, it was a golden opportunity, and it looks like a great save from Vogler. It looked like he got the left glove on it, and then it flipped up to above the net where the water bottle normally is. There's a shot from the point from Brendan Warren that was, from Winborg, that was blocked by Warren, and they had to take it back out of the zone. Michigan really driving play so far in the first 2.5 minutes. Leading shots 3-1, but here's a loose puck. Great coming in on net. They shoot, they score! And Merrimack, Patrick Kramer, is able to convert.
And right there's really Michigan's season on defense in a nutshell. They've gotten a little bit better in the last month and a half or so, but really, particularly on the break, they seem they're a little bit naive. They tend to lose their heads a little bit. It almost looks like there isn't really a whole lot of defensive coaching being done, really coaching the break. Michigan's defensive players can't really think on their feet so far this season, and that's something they really need to address going as the season goes on.
So Merrimack, who is very much on their heels for the first 2.5 minutes of play, score with 17:21 remaining in the first period on their second shot of the contest as the faceoff quickly goes out of play into the Michigan bench. It was an interesting goal there because Jordan Seifert leaves the play out of the neutral zone, and he weaves between both the Michigan defenders, Blankenberg and Ciccone, who get pinched on the left side of the boards, and he's able to get the puck to the middle where Patrick Kramer, his centerman, comes shooting down the center of the ice and is able to burn past Luke Morgan, who was attempting to back check there, it looked like.
And really, it's a certain degree, large part of the season, a certain lack of aggression among Michigan's defensive pairings, really not willing to go and fight for loose pucks, and then the other team gets it, it leaves them in situations like that.
And there's a long stretch pass that was tipped and up and out of play. It looks like the face-off is going to come outside the Merrimack end. In just really the last minute, we saw two golden opportunities. Michigan, the Slaker shot, not quite able to get it to go. Merrimack converts on their only good scoring opportunity so far, and it's a big one for the Warriors because they score on average just 1.8 goals per game, one of the worst marks in all of college hockey. So they're going to take a goal whenever they can get one. The upside for Michigan is that Merrimack is also allowing almost 4 goals per game on the season. It's been a rough year for the Warriors, entering this one at 5-15-1. Raby in his own defensive end as there's a shot quickly coming in for Merrimack that got redirected right in on Strauss-Mann, who had to kick the pad out to deny that play. And now long stretch pass up out of the zone looking for Raby, who scored the empty netter to seal that big win outdoors in South Bend. Now a loose puck in the offensive end, and Boca picks it up, skates down the right wing side. He's going to push it along the end boards to Moyle, who redirects it to the point. Loose takes a shot. Vogler didn't really see it and then is able to corral it as there's a mini scrum in front of the net. Trying to see the numbers there. It looks like 27 Dominic Dockery for Merrimack on Dakota Raby.
Well, Michigan really, evidently, I think the frustrations of the season have taken their toll. They've played with fire the last couple games, as I know, Drain, you were not at the Great Lakes Invitational. However, line brawl erupting in the first period, including seeing Nick Pastujov and Nick Boca both go to the penalty box, 10-minute misconducts for throwing punches, as well as Hayden Levine, of all people, getting called for a misconduct for throwing a punch.
So here we go on the face-off. It'll be the second line back out there for the Wolverines. Pastujov tied up in the face-off dot. Lockwood trying to scrap it free, and then Merrimack's able to handle it, and they chip it out. Knocked out of the air by Summers, who then got pushed down, and now a giveaway behind the net. Martin gives the puck away. Now an opportunity for the Warriors, who take a shot, is blocked off the skate of the younger Pastujov, and now another giveaway by Luke Martin, who has had his pocket picked twice now, that one by Logan Coombs, but Michigan able to finally get it out and clear it on down where the Warriors pick it up behind their own goal. Nick Pastrov leading a back check, and Michael intercepts it. Lockwood and Nick on a breakaway, 2-on-2, leading the rush. But a great job by Merrimack to turn it aside as the puck's now in the neutral zone, then pushed back where Cook's got it in his own defensive end. Michigan gets a change to put their top line back out there. Slaker's been inserted. Nick Pastrov still needs to get off for Luke Morgan, and he'll head to the bench to do so. Merrimack brings it in on sides. Nice pass to the middle, but a good defensive play there by Joe Ciccone, the senior captain from New York. Merrimack starting to play with a bit more fire, but they get caught off sides there. 15:08 remaining in period one. And
really, Michigan is really struggling to get out of their own zone there. It's not dissimilar to how other games have gone. They start out on the front foot, and then they give up a stupid goal, and suddenly they're playing scared beyond that.
So draw one back to Joe Ciccone. Pass tipped up by Becker as it goes into the Michigan offensive end. Playing it behind his own net was Vogler, trying to get it to his attackers. Stretch pass goes all the way down, but not far enough for an icing as Ciccone gets checked hard from behind. Pass finds Slaker at his own blue line. Across to Ciccone, not quite able to hit the tape, but he's able to redirect it on deep. Pass comes back out, and here come the Warriors the other direction. Luke Morgan having to back check there, pursued from behind, looked like Sam Travener. Becker to the middle to Slaker. He'll just chip it deep. Michigan needs to get off. Vogler comes out behind his own net to hand it off to his defense. Michigan wearing the usual home whites. Merrimack wearing a very Boston Bruin-esque uniform, except a darker shade of blue rather than black, with the very bright gold as the complementary color. Both teams have been resetting their line pairs. Now they get ready to go. Merrimack brings it on in, and Boca was unable to play it. Gets beaten right by Patrick Kramer, the goal scorer. He's got it down below where he's now double teamed. Boca's able to finally get it free. Michigan comes out the other direction. Boca pass across to Griffin Luce. He turns on a dime and is able to forward it up to Adam Winborg. Jack Randall goes in after it, but not before Merrimack could corral that one and able to clear it into the neutral zone. Loose puck, and quickly onto the attack is Logan Drevich. Goes down behind. Boca plays it up to Jack Randall. He's passed to the middle. It's blocked. Merrimack crossed the midline as they chip it deep. Luce goes in after it. Not a lot of concerted effort on either side to really seriously attack here in these last 2 minutes. A lot of line changes and passing back and forth. Luce finds a stretch pass to Will Lockwood, the speedy forward in onside. Plays it behind for Van Wy. Checked hard up against the boards. The Warriors quickly get to it, but Raby takes it away. Throws it in front of the net. Looking for Van Wy, unable to connect it. Got a piece of Vogler. Now Van Wy cuts to the middle and took a shot that was blocked. And now they're finally able to get it on deep and back into the neutral zone. Michigan and Merrimack both in the midst of changes. They've been very quick to insert fresh skaters. As we approach 12.5 minutes remaining in period one. Our score, Merrimack 1, Michigan 0. Martin against the boards, pass to Pastrov, who gives it to Lockwood. Lockwood in onside, looking to connect with Pastrov, but not able to do so. Vogler came out to put his trapper on it, and he missed it. Squirted past him, and now a shot goes in on net. He also only gets a piece of a pretty soft shot. And now the puck redirects, and a quick shot taken high and over top by Nick Pastrov. The Warriors finally clear it out. They say no icing as Summers is beaten down deep, but he gets some help from his pair, Martin. And then Pastrov dumps it in for Jack Becker. Shaky defense so far from both teams. 11:35 remaining now. It's Coombs quickly in, takes a shot in on Mann. That is saved well. Ciccone takes it away up to Morgan. Michigan trying to come out the other direction. Merrimack's done a good job of clogging the neutral zone so far. Morgan and Becker deep for the Wolverines. a pair of Warriors are pinning them against the boards. Puck finally comes free, trying to get to Ciccone, and there's a shot taken by Blankenberg that is blocked and creates an opportunity the other direction for the Warriors if they could find it. But they can't, so Slaker takes it away, plays it off the boards, and now back in the other direction. Ciccone picks it up. We've gotten now almost about 5 minutes of continuous action. Shot 7-5 in favor of the Wolverines. That's one that's going to be an icing. Ciccone wins the battle in there, so we'll get a stoppage, and then it will come all the way back down to the Merrimack end. 10:39 remaining in the first period.
And as you said, neither team playing really great defense now, but Merrimack out ahead. Quite simply, they're the ones that have been more clinical and more efficient on offense. Michigan, as you said, the majority of shots to 7. And really, story of the season, Michigan's, their chance creation has been better since the month of December, but really, even with those good chances, they really are throwing away chances.
Right off the draw, Boca's got it at the point, takes a shot through traffic that is blocked. Puck comes loose. Winborg takes a shot at the short side. Couldn't jam it home. Not sure if Vogel was able to get over, and now we've got a whistle coming. Looks like a penalty. I think it's going to be on Merrimack. To be a hook. Headed to the box is number 13, Chase Gressack from Powell, Ohio. So this will be a Michigan power play upcoming. We finally get the under 15 timeout at 10:26 remaining. Yep, it does look like a great job by Vogler to get his right pad over, as Winborg had an opportunity to put it in, and we see the penalty upon replay.
And really now Michigan has an opportunity to put their special teams unit to work, and they started off the season reasonably well on the power play, but really they've fallen off in the last month and a half or so. Really not what you want to see on either the power play or the penalty kill. Now Michigan has an opportunity to use their power play, even this game up, and really restore some morale to a building that really doesn't seem to be particularly high on confidence.
Indeed, this would also get Michigan back over 500. They entered this one 7-7-6, a testament to how this season has gone, that they've had that many ties already. So here we go, 2-minute power play. That's a quick timeout, and Winborg unable to win it. Merrimack does a good job to quickly clear it down. Ciccone goes in after. It'll be interesting to see how Michigan sets up this attack, obviously, without Hughes and Norris, who are two huge parts of the Michigan power play unit. In some ways a sneak peek of next year. And then a bad giveaway by Michigan. Merrimack with an opportunity, sloppy pass from Michael Babcock, and Michigan's able to take back over, but already 30 seconds killed. Ciccone goes across his own blue line, then leaves it back for Lockwood. Pass across into Slaker, leaves it behind himself for Winborg, sends it around the boards to Nolan Moyle, who is an interesting inclusion on this power play unit. Lockwood got pinched up against the boards and had to just kind of throw it to nowhere, allow Merrimack to lead the other direction once again. So 1-on-4 right now behind the Michigan net. As already a minute gone, Moyle chips it deep for Winborg. Lockwood's right there. He takes the puck away, turns on a dime, lays it behind, looking to connect. It rattles around for Slaker on the right wing boards. Puck comes free and then chipped all the way down. Looks like we're going to have a penalty upcoming on the Wolverines.
Yeah, I think that is, believe that's Nolan Moyle getting called for really a fairly obvious hook. And a parallel there is in the Great Lakes Invitational. They gave up the second goal against Michigan State when Brandon Warren getting called for an obvious trip when already at the man disadvantage. Michigan State took advantage and scored 5-on-3. And really, once again, Michigan throwing away a power play opportunity there. They never really got set in that power play. Started with losing the faceoff. I think really that's why Adam Winborg hasn't seen a lot of ice time. He's regressed a little bit in the faceoff circle, which is a little bit unfortunate because he is, so far when he's played, he's proven to be an excellent physical hockey player, particularly in the forecheck, an opportunistic goal scorer. But really, once again, Michigan been dominant all season in the faceoff circle, has not had a great night so far in the dot. And once again, right there, it's cost them their very disorganized power play, and something Mel Pearson really needs to address.
Well, it's interesting that Moyle gets the penalty because he's an odd inclusion on that power play unit, a fourth-line winger with only 2 goals in his career, a freshman, and his first career goal was just a couple games ago. Try to look at the numbers. He scored the game-winning goal in the outdoor game against Notre Dame, and his first career goal was in the first of the 2 games of the GLI. So, to his credit, he does have 2 goals in the past 3 games, but still not really an offensive powerhouse.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting choice, but Nolan Moyle was someone I don't think you or I ever really talked about on the Yost cast before the season.
No.
And he, along with couple other guys, Garrett Van Wy is another one who comes to mind. Really, they've been trusted with a lot of valuable ice time under Mel Pearson. I know Van Wy, during the Great Lakes Invitational, played a lot of long shifts as Pearson really leaned on his 4th line.
So here we go, back out of yet another timeout, as there was 2 media timeouts in a very short span because of all that time of continuous play. Draw won by the Wolverines. It's another 30 seconds, so 4-on-4. Boca leaves it for Luke Morgan. Morgan chips it deep, looking for Brendan Moore, and the Wolverines have to be conscious of when Merrimack gets that extra skater, and then it will transfer to a Warrior power play. Warren leaves it behind for Boca. He passes it across for Griffin Luce. Back to Boca at the right point. He drops it deep, looking for Warren. Morgan curls with it. Pass across to Luce. Quick shot. Good save there by Vogler. Another shot from Luce goes up high and hits a Merrimack defender up near the face. Gressok out of the box, and Merrimack has to insert their power play unit onto the ice. 1 minute remaining in that power play. Now pass quickly in on sides. Nice pass to the middle, leaving it behind a loose puck. Good job there to crash the middle hard by the Wolverine defenders. Raby has to chip it up and out of the zone. Makes the Warriors get back on sides, which they did barely. Summers behind his own net, plays it to Van Wy. Puck rims behind. Summers plays it off the boards. Van Wy's got it, trying to chip it out, but able to be held in at the line there. Nice job by the Warriors, and now they have an opportunity to finally get set up on the power play. 23 seconds remaining. Shot is blocked there by Dakota Raby, but now another opportunity thrown through the crease. Loose puck, and now grabbed by Dakota Raby. He's off to the races with Garrett Van Wy. A potential 2-on-1. Van Wy comes in, takes a shot, just goes wide of Vogler, but a nice opportunity there from the Wolverines, and they've almost killed it off. 5 seconds remaining. Coombs comes in, but he comes in too fast, and he's offsides. 3 seconds remaining in the penalty to Moyle.
And there was another opportunity there. An excellent work there by first Dakota Raby and then Garrett Van Wy, getting a position for what ultimately turned to be a good chance. But once again, right there, Michigan's lack of truly good finishers really presenting itself. I think a lot of us really underestimated how much losing good finishers like Cooper Marody and Tony Calderon would have on this team.
So Pastuov wins the draw, and Moyle is back out of the box. He's going to go quickly to the bench so Michigan can get Michael Pastuov onto the ice. He tries to do a fancy move as he was coming in on the offensive zone, but good deterrence there from Merrimack. Lockwood unable to corral that pass cleanly. Now at center ice, nice job there by Blankenberg. Now it comes into the Michigan offensive zone. Nick Pastuov along the boards, harassed by 3 Warriors, but then a bad giveaway from Merrimack. Lockwood gives it right back to him, and out they come the other direction. McArdle led the rush, as once again Merrimack really not a whole lot of good looks in this first period, but the one they got they converted. Now is a potential 3-on-1. Lockwood comes right in, he takes the shot himself. Looked like Merrimack got a stick on it, goes out of play, and we'll have a face-off, but on a 3-on-1, seemed like an extra pass could have been used there.
And that right there, that's been a criticism of Will Lockwood so far this season. Of course, he missed all the second half of last season due to injury. A lot of NHL scouts, including the ones at Vancouver, who drafted him, have largely been impressed by his output so far in this junior season. However, their complaint, the one criticism, the most outstanding one, is that Lockwood at times doesn't always do the greatest job of getting his line mates involved. And as you said, a pass right there very likely could have set up a goal.
Merrimack able to win the draw. Now a long stretch pass just missed the opportunity there. They had Tyler Irvine, who is one of 3 Michigan natives in the starting lineup, had an opportunity to get away, and now a pass goes past Cook. Slaker off to the races. He's going down the right wing, curls with it, tries to leave it to the trailer, but a little too fancy there. He was at a bad angle on the right side, but that was perhaps one pass too many. Boca at the right point, leaving it for Lambert. Morgan there sends it deep for Slaker. Slaker plays it off the side of the net. He's still trapped behind the net and gets it out to Luce. Pass across to Boca. His shot through traffic, redirected, and Vogler didn't really see it. Now picked up by the Wolverines. Warren pass to the middle looking for Luce. He's still got it. Michigan with a lot of extended offensive zone time. Slaker curls around, back to Boca at the point. Finding Slaker, quick shot, and Vogler able to get his left glove on that one, and now some pushing and shoving in the middle of the offensive zone. Tyler Drevich and Luke Morgan shoving each other.
Now once again getting a little physical out there. Michigan starting to assert themselves a little bit more in this game. Now up to 11 shots, and a lot of them have been fairly decent shots, but really they haven't really got anything to go.
5:05 remaining in period 1. Shots 12-7 in favor of the Wolverines, but 1-0 the score in favor of Merrimack. Winborg not able to win that draw. Merrimack picks it up, chips it on deep. Summers has got it, plays it off the boards. It's the top line out there for the Warriors, including August von Sternberg, and now an opportunity for the Wolverines the other direction. Nothing comes of it. Warren made a pass when his line mate not ready for it. And now the Warriors get set up in their own end. Out they come the other direction, just past center ice as they chip it deep. Summers chases after it. He scoops it up. Past his own blue line up to Winborg. He backhands it deep. Both teams in the midst of changes as the 4th line now out there for the Wolverines. Drevich comes on in, takes a quick shot. Nice save by Strauss-Mann, but had a big juicy rebound. Michigan able to get it out to Raby. Moyle and Van Wy back to Saccone, and then a giveaway. Here come Merrimack the other direction. Raby trying to poke it free, and there's a shot that's blocked, and now Dakota Raby's got a potential breakaway. He's got help, though. Moyle coming back the other direction. Nice pass. Moyle a shot, and a nice save from Vogler.
And that's really an excellent play right there. Dakota Raby largely been anonymous much of his Michigan career, but really been strong, especially on the forecheck so far in the last month of December, and he had a great game, as we mentioned, against Notre Dame, and right there the odd man rush, an absolutely beautiful pass cross ice to Moyle, but Moyle ultimately not able to get enough gas on it, and it was a bit of a slow-moving pass, so Vogler able to get in position, and ultimately a fairly routine save. But that right there, that interplay is something that's been lacking in Michigan's offense for much of the season, and right there they created an excellent chance. Of course, didn't really work out, but chances like that are how you win hockey games.
Well, and Moyle also, not just was he getting a slow-moving pass, but he also shot it right smack dab into the chest of Vogler. So we have the under 5 timeout, 3:42 remaining in the first period. Michigan 0, Merrimack 1. Shots 13-8 now in favor of the Wolverines, looking for the equalizer as we approach the final stages of this first period, trying to head into the locker room, evened up. Nick Pastuov not able to win that faceoff. Michigan really not great today in the faceoff. Now a loose puck and a rebound for Mike Pastuov, unable to put it in. Trying to look at our faceoff stats. 8-7 in favor of the Wolverines, but they definitely haven't been great in their own offensive zone. Merrimack still trapped, trying to get the puck free, and now they finally do so, but not the way they wanted, as it's going to be an icing all the way back down. The culprit there, Alex Carl. one of the alternate captains tonight for Merrimack.
And another chance there created for Michigan. Unfortunately, another one gone to waste. And a lot of the offensive output really has come from the blue line so far, even without Quinn Hughes. Griffin Luce has played it so far about as aggressive a hockey game as I've ever seen him play. He and Boca have really gotten more aggressive on the offensive end.
Yet another face-off win for Merrimack. They've been very good at winning face-offs in their own end. They bring it out into the offensive end. Shot taken in, very slow moving, man able to push it aside. Now Lockwood picks it free. Slaker leaves it behind himself for Will Lockwood. Here he comes in on side. Takes a shot that is pushed aside by Vogler. Now it's scrum behind the net. Merrimack picks it up. They've done a pretty good job in that, but yet another pass that was almost an icing. And now another bad giveaway. Coombs takes it for the offensive zone, but bad effort to lay it behind. Now a shot goes wide of Mann. Once again, Merrimack, a lot of these shots, very slow moving, more sort of passes on the net, but Coombs, the shot is blocked as it goes wide of Mann. Randall pushed up against the boards, approaching 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Boca looking to get it to Winborg. Now a quick shot by Coombs, and Mann puts the trapper down, and the whistle sounds. $1:56 remaining in period one. Good instinctive play there by Strauss-Mann. Really on the other end, Vogler has really struggled to see the puck. Mann been a lot better, and really a bit of a return for Strauss-Mann. After a little bit of a layoff, Hayden Levine got most of the ice time, I believe, in both games of the Great Lakes Invitational, and Levine also played against Notre Dame in South Bend. Strauss-Mann getting a little bit of an extended rest, and really for his first game back in a couple weeks. Interesting to see. He gave up that goal early on, however, that was a 2-0 rush. Really, he's commanded the restricted area rather well. Minute 56 remaining in period number one. Face off now to Strauss-Mann's right, and the puck comes right in front of him as there was a tie-up in front of the net. Now finally unearthed as it rims around Dakota Raby, looking to get it to Nolan Moyle, but it's going to go all the way down for an icing, and we'll reset the face-off in the Michigan end. Now Raby getting a little bit too ambitious there. He saw Moyle streaking, however. Michigan really struggling with long passes so far in the game and not able to get that done. That's textbook icing. The Michigan Alumni Band playing tonight with students just coming back. Classes resuming tomorrow. Garrett Van Wy wins that draw for the Wolverines, and now they have an opportunity to kind of mount a rush in the last 95 seconds of this period. Martin, nice job in the neutral zone, but picked up once again by the Warriors, who risked a shot that goes wide of the net, bouncing around along the boards. Martin among the players trying to chip it free. Cook passes it down. Now the puck goes up high into the air, and Martin's got it. A minute, 8 seconds remaining in the first period. We'll see if Michigan can get a couple chances before the horn sounds. Van Wy gets a hard check. Martin chips it on deep for Vogler as he needs to get off. Michigan going to put their second line back out there. Petty sends it on down. Nick Pastuov pass across to Ciccone. Ciccone pass to the middle for Pastuov. Now here comes Becker. Becker chips it for Mike Pastuov, sends it back up where Nick had it for a second, then lost it, taken away by the Warriors. Grassock goes in after it. 25 seconds remaining in the first period. Blankenberg to Ciccone. Pass too far. And now Ciccone lost his stick, but very few Warrior attackers. Now they've got an opportunity at the point. A shot is blocked, but gets in on Strauss-Mann. He puts the glove down, and now some pushing and shoving in front of the Michigan net. Now that was Kovacevic pushing Blankenberg a little bit onto Strauss-Mann. That's the cause of that one. Another good heads-up play by Strauss-Mann right there. So 5.3 seconds remaining in this period. Merrimack's now gotten themselves up to 13 shots of their own, but not a ton of great looks outside of that one breakaway that they were able to convert on early in the period. 5.3 remaining. Morgan wins the draw by sending it deep, but now they're going to say that was not, or no, they are going to count it. The official waved his arms as if they were going to do it again, but the horn sounded, and we'll go to the locker rooms. The score, Merrimack 1, Michigan 0, shots 14-13 in favor of the Wolverines. Any thoughts about that period?
Well, really, story of Michigan season. Merrimack has not played all that well. However, the hockey, really, as much as any game, is a game of moments. And right when the moment mattered, Merrimack delivered. Michigan has dominated open play for much of the game. The shot differences don't really tell how much time on the puck Michigan had. But really, once again, they lack good finishers, and that's something, their inability to convert the chances they have, and they have many, has really proven to be really the death knell for them so far in this first half of the season.
Well, with that, we will head to an intermission break. In about 15 minutes, we'll be back with the second period. All right, we are back now for the second period of action between the Merrimack Warriors and the Michigan Wolverines. I'm now exchange joined by Nick Bornberg. After one, it's 1-0 Merrimack. Michigan outshot the Warriors 14-13 in that first period, but trail after one due to a goal by Patrick Kramer with assists to Logan Drevich and Jordan Seifert. It was an odd first period because Michigan felt like the better team for quite a while, but they were just not able to finish their chances. Merrimack really had only one good scoring chance, but to their credit, they finished it.
Well, that's the story of the season so far for Michigan on offense. Creating chances, no problem. Finishing chances, a huge problem. And then on the other end, the defense largely can play solidly for large stretches of time, and they have some talented goalies. But once again, right when they need to, on breaks or with loose pucks, they tend to be a little bit hesitant, be a bit naive, and once again, they got bitten.
Yeah, they did. It was a sort of a rush led by Jordan Seifert as he split between two defensemen and then was able to get the puck well to the middle where it was picked up by Kramer, who was able to finish the mini break. And the second period is now underway. Michigan wins the draw and will attempt to get things set up here in this second period. They had one really good opportunity from Jake Slaker that was saved well by Vogler and then up onto net. Now another breakaway opportunity. Here comes Merrimack very quickly, right in on net, and a great move to the right side, but unable to finish there was the Merrimack attacker, von Ungern Sternberg. Quite the name there. And he did a good move. He got man down, sliding from the right side to the left, but just didn't have enough to lift the puck over the pads. And so the score remains 1-0. Now in the Michigan end, Wolverines trying to dig it free. Shots now evened at 14. Slaker able to get it to the neutral zone, but said earlier, a good job in this game by Merrimack to clog the neutral zone and not allow a lot of good entries by Michigan. Wolverines sloppy with the puck again, and a high rising shot comes loose, and an opportunity side of the net. Just not able to jam it free. And now the puck goes all the way back down into the Merrimack end. A shot from Boca goes high and rising over top, and it rims the boards all the way back down to where Luce gets it in the neutral zone, passes to Boca, up to Lockwood. He cuts on in, looking to find Pastrov, and a shot to the middle. The other Pastrov just couldn't put it in. Luce puts a shot in on net that gets blocked before it can get there. And now Kramer attempting to lead a rush the other direction. Nice job to turn it aside by Griffin Luce. Up to Will Lockwood, leaves it behind for Michael Pastrov. Takes a shot that is deflected, puck loose in front of the net. And now Griffin Luce holds it in at the line, bounces around. Pastrov picks it up. Merrimack still trying to get it out. Griffin Luce pinching the boards and now gets bullied. And the puck comes out free. Jordan Seifert is the one pushing it into the neutral zone. Both teams got a change, and now Michigan able to take it away in the offensive end. Warren tried to pass it out front to Randall, but had it intercepted very quickly by a Warrior defender. Michigan really turning on the pressure here in the early going, but Summers, a really sloppy play, lost the puck. Merrimack comes on in with it, a shot that clips a piece of Strauss-Mann into the netting. It'll be a face-off, and I think we have a penalty upcoming. Looks like a trip is being called. And it's going to be Summers going to the box.
Well, I didn't really see it right there, but once again, now Michigan, first time has to have a full penalty kill. As you said, they had about a minute of penalty kill after some time playing 4-on-4, but really Michigan's penalty kill has really struggled of late, and now the opportunity is there for Merrimack to extend this lead.
Draw one by the Warriors, looking to get things set up. But Raby very quick to block the shot and chip it out. Mann takes a pass from Merrimack and is able to get it to his defenseman. Cleared on down. And now Van Wy almost took that puck away from a very sloppy play from Vogler. If he had been a step quicker to it, he could have tried to find Raby in the middle. Cycled up the ice, but quickly to it once again is Luke Martin, and he's able to clear it out. So Michigan, just like that, has already killed 40 seconds of this kill. 16:25 remaining in period 2. Summers in the box for the Wolverines.
Vogler a little bit lucky there that Van Wy didn't get that pass. Had he gotten it, Vogler would have been out of position. A goal wouldn't have been a particularly difficult proposition.
A very soft shot in on net. Easy save. Gressok was the one who took the shot into the glove of Mann, who squeezes it for a whistle. Wimborg in the face-off dot, and he loses that one. So an opportunity now here for Merrimack to slow things down. 16:05 remaining in period 2. A nice pass across the slot, and a shot is blocked by Griffin Luce, getting down well to deny an opportunity. 50 seconds remaining in this power play. Now a loose puck at the point. Michigan trying to clear it out, but they just can't quite get to it in time. Kovacevic sends it across. The shot is blocked. Rims around the boards. And Michigan is able to get it free. Warren chips it on down. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. And the cheer from the home crowd.
Oh.
And now falling down to the ice was a Merrimack player, but no whistle. And up comes Michigan the other way. Lockwood trying to bring a rush on in. Parried aside, and the puck went into the Michigan bench. 13 seconds remaining in the power play.
Brendan Warren right there, extremely lucky not to get called for the hook. I think probably because he let go of his stick. If he holds that down and that player goes down, that's a penalty, and then Michigan has to face a 5-on-3 situation. Really very lucky there for Brendan Warren.
Approaching 15 minutes remaining here in the second period. 4 remaining on the penalty. 2 seconds, 1. Out of the box is Summers, as the crowd cheers for full strength. Shots now 18-16 in favor of Merrimack. They were able to produce some decent looks there on that power play. And now a quick pass to the middle taken away. Back to the point. Carl shot goes wide of the net. Saccone trying to clear. And now Michigan leads it out the other direction. Lockwood with the Pastrovs. Lockwood's going to cut to the middle. Gives it off to Nick Pastrov. And now a shot in on net was blocked, but taken away quickly by Lockwood, trying to produce a better look. Summers to Pastuov, going to curl with it now across the blue line. Mike Pastuov lost the puck.
Pastuov faking himself out there a little bit.
Yeah, was trying to shake Carl and instead gave it right to him. Lockwood, a nice firm check there on McBride along the boards, and we're going to have an icing coming to Merrimack.
Easy icing call right there, and Will Lockwood there demonstrating something about his game that you perhaps wouldn't expect by looking at him. Will Lockwood, under 6 feet, pretty small as far as NHL players are concerned. I know the league is moving towards that direction, but still, even by those standards, he's pretty small. But really, Lockwood, really a physical winger, particularly really good at finishing checks. Probably one of the better players on the Michigan team as a forechecker.
Quickly out of the draw, won by Merrimack, setting it up in their own end. But now a takeaway and an opportunity for Jake Slaker. He gets the puck along the wing. He takes a shot, scored! A deflection off the defenseman's stick. Redirects high and over the left shoulder of Vogler. And this game is tied at 1.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see how much of a deflection it took. I don't know if Jake Slaker was really lucky or that was just an absolutely fantastic shot. That's really something. Alex Shee once stated on our daily sports report that Michigan tries to be a little bit too fancy in front of goal, always going top shelf. That was an absolutely perfect puck placement.
Let's take a look. That may well have just been a really good shot. Hard to tell from that first replay. It was just a great opportunity as Martin had chipped it up to Slaker. Interesting, but Michigan now has tied the game at 1 apiece with 13:35 remaining here in the second period as action is now resumed. Boca's got it in the neutral zone and taken quickly by McArdle. He gets the pass up to Irvine. Stretch pass through the offensive zone, unable to connect with Von Ungern Sternberg. Morgan leads the rush out of the zone. Here comes Slaker. He's going to lead the attack again. That is Slaker's 8th goal of the season. 8 goals, 6 assists for 14 points in 20 games.
Well, Slaker not far off the pace from where he was last season. Last season finishing the season 15 goals and 12 assists.
Moyle got checked and delayed well to allow McArdle to get the puck out of the Merrimack end. 12:42 remaining. Raby plays it off the boards looking for Lambert, and now picked up by Van Wyen. I think we're going to have a Michigan penalty coming. Not sure. A body went down hard in the neutral zone. Looks like Petty. Might not actually be a penalty. Not sure what exactly it was that happened. The box isn't being open. I think it's an injury timeout as Petty is laying on the ice face down.
And Nick Boca out there talking with Sammy Tavernier. Not sure what. I think Boca, I didn't see the injury, I will admit. I think Boca may have been responsible. He put his hands up in the air when the whistle was blown. I think he thought he was going to the box.
Yeah, very odd to blow the play dead with no penalty, because we're in the under 15-minute timeout and the box has not been open.
And nobody's looking over at the video board, so I don't see a review. Had a situation like this in the Minnesota game. The first leg, Will Lockwood was on the verge of potentially injury timeout was called. The Minnesota player was down after taking a big hit from Will Lockwood. They reviewed it in the same way in a Notre Dame game. They check if there was a penalty, but there's no review being initiated.
Petty's now to his feet, and he's hunched over but skating, and they're going to get him onto the bench. He sits down. I mean, it must have just been very hard contact, perhaps kneecap to kneecap, because he was cutting through the neutral zone, and then his body just kind of went flailing.
Yeah, he's being helped to the bench. If I had to, yeah, you're right. If I had to guess, a lower body injury of some sort.
Regardless, both teams will be still at 5-on-5.
But interestingly enough, he is not sitting there in the open area getting anything looked at.
He looked just shaken up. I mean, when he got up, there was no blood on the ice. And now play resumes. The faceoff was in the center dot, and it got wristed all the way back down to Mann, who quickly got it up back into the neutral zone and then redirected up into the air and caught out of midair by a fan about 4 rows back. And he holds it up to show the crowd.
Pretty impressive. They could play goalie.
Yeah.
Or I suppose perhaps a catcher in baseball.
So the face-off now will come just out front of the Michigan blue line. Winborg kicked out of the face-off circle, and instead it's going to be Randall taking the draw, won by Merrimack. Ciccone chips it out, and it immediately ended up in the Merrimack bench, so I assume the face-off now will come into the Michigan end, and indeed it will be to Strauss-Mann's right. Shots 18-17 in favor of the Warriors, but not many here in this period. Just 7 so far, and we're about 8 minutes through this period 2, approaching the halfway point of the game. And Moyle able to get the puck free, chipping it all the way down. There's no icing on that play as the Warriors have it in their own end. Seifert tries to get a long stretch pass, unable to connect properly. Kramer in after it as Ciccone hands it over to Blankenberg. They were the defensemen who were on the ice during the first goal, and now taken away. Blankenberg attempting to lead a rush, and now here they come the other direction. Good job to parry it aside there, though, by the Wolverines. Raby, though, fans on it and gives it away. Moyle able to recollect. Van Wy's got it. Lost his handle. Now skating in circles before Moyle can pick it up. And a pass to Van Wy. He's right in, attempting to get his shot away, but he was unable to do so. Collides hard under the end boards. No penalties called.
Oh, that's just good defensive play by Alex Carl.
They both went in hard, slow to get up. Merrimack's got it in the offensive end. Mann plays it behind the net. Summers to Nick Pastuoff, parried right back into the Michigan end. Holding it behind the net is Martin. Skates to the side and past the Big Ten logo up to Michael Pastuoff, who touched with his stick briefly. Nick Pastuoff to Michael behind the net. Lockwood picks it up to Summers. Across to Luke Martin. A shot is deflected in front of the net. Summers pinches up at the point. His shot hit the body of Michael Pastuoff, who then got plowed over, but still held in at the line there by Summers, who skates left point to right, turns on a dime, pass over to Will Lockwood on the left wing boards. He spins with it, tried to leave it for Summers, but unable to find him accurately, and we are officially at the halfway point.
Those back passes really been a struggle for Michigan all season long.
Slaker took it away around his own blue line. Summers, quick pass to Morgan. Morgan goes flying in on sides, and now a pass to Slaker in the middle. Unable to fully get his stick on it. Luce takes a shot in on Vogler. Slaker scoops up the rebound as no Merrimack defender was anywhere near. Morgan, now Slaker behind the net, gets it to Boca at the point. Across to Luce. Luce skates in with it, takes a shot that hits a body is Gressok, and now to Lambert, right out in front of the net. Across, Boca takes a shot into Vogler's glove. Nice save there, but Michigan finally getting some extended offensive looks as we've now got 3 Warriors surrounding Luke Morgan. And another Warrior down on one knee. Gressok still shaken up after taking that hard shot to the body.
And that right there, that little exchange right there is something that Michigan should look more. Vogler really has not looked confident with pucks coming straight at him. He's made some good saves, but really once the puck is on the ice right in front of him, he's really struggled to see it. And that's something Michigan needs to address, really challenge Vogler more as this game goes on.
Still 1-1, Michigan and Merrimack. Shots now 20-18 in favor of the Wolverines. And we've got a fan mocking right behind the Merrimack bench. Scott Borrett was being mimicked there by a Children of Yost member, and a good showing from the Children tonight. Scott Borrett in his first season with Merrimack. He's logged a lot of games before he arrived in North Andover, Massachusetts. Merrimack at 5-15-1, 3-9 in the Hockey East. Rough season for them, but the first year under a new coach. A work in progress, certainly. Luke Morgan sort of wins the draw as Luce is able to get to it first. Slaker pinned down behind.
That was an excellent kick out. I think that was Slaker there with his skate kicking it back out to Luce. And would have made an excellent soccer player.
Nice stretch pass to Coomer, who sort of went round and round with Boca before the defenseman able to get it free. Now tumbling down. Here comes Michigan the other direction. Morgan past the blue line, skating out wide. Now curling, trying to get it to Lambert. Takes a shot. Oh, and he just missed the open net. A great opportunity.
And he knew it, too. You saw him look up in surprise. He knew it, too, coming off his stick that he missed it.
Now a shot from Merrimack is deflected. Michigan leaves it behind for Strauss-Mann to play over to Slaker. That was a great opportunity started by the speed of the first line center, Luke Morgan. Michigan finally turning up the heat after equalizing the contest at 1 in this second period. Seifert sends a pass across and a shot goes wide of Strauss-Mann. Most of Merrimack's shots in this period came on that early power play. Michigan was able to kill off. Warren with it behind his own net, but gives it away. Bad giveaway. Merrimack comes to it and throws a shot through a pass through the slot, and now a quick shot in to the glove of Strauss-Mann, and we have a whistle.
Warren got a little bit unlucky with that giveaway. He tried to play it across to, I believe, Boca that was. However, the referee in the way and not quite able to let the puck get past and bounce straight back to a Merrimack player.
So face-off to Strauss-Mann's right is sort of a draw that just kind of goes into the corner. But Cook does a great job to hold it in at the line. Now an opportunity for Michigan to bring it out. Van Wyon, though, unable to corral a pass and let the Dogs out to run. Blankenberg to Ciccone. Center pass tipped by Raby. And now Merrimack dumps it all the way down. That'll be an icing, so Michigan will have an offensive zone face-off coming up. 7:16 remaining in period 2. Michigan 1, Merrimack 1. I want to thank you for joining us once again on WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey.
And a little under 2/3 so far into the second period. A lot more positivity from Michigan, playing a lot more openly. And, of course, that goal from Jake Slaker was absolutely beautiful and really ratcheting up the pressure a lot more so far in the second period.
Really bad clear attempt there by Merrimack, and Blankenberg skates down with it. Puck is loose. Lockwood picks it up. Pestruov shot goes high and over top the net. Ciccone pinches down to try to keep the puck in, which he does well of, and now it's rimmed around the boards. Nick Pestruov gets over, but unable to hold it in. Now the puck goes all the way back down. Not going to be an icing, but Ciccone able to leave it behind for Blankenberg, whose long stretch pass to Lockwood. Lockwood curls with it, now chips it deep behind Vogler. Mike Pestruov along the boards. Good firm check applied there by Will Lockwood. Nick Pestruov pushed down, and now back into the neutral zone. Summers across to Martin. Martin pass intercepted by Kovacevic. Another hard check, some good hits here. Michigan in the midst of a change. Allow Merrimack to hold on to it. Mann to Martin to Pestruov, and now back into the neutral zone. Kovacevic has it once again. He sends it on deep to Mann, who just holds it in his glove for a whistle. 5:51 remaining in the period.
A little bit unfortunate time there. Puck coming straight to Michael Pestruov. He barely touches it as he's going to the bench. However, an opportunity for a break right there. A little bit of bad luck in that line change.
Well, it's a good job by him to only touch it a little bit, because obviously right there in the midst of a change, you always got to be careful with the too many men possibility. We got a face-off upcoming to the left of Strauss-Mann. Slaker in the face-off dot. And he loses it to Tyler Drevich. A shot goes wide of Mann, who pushes it aside. Boca able to get to it first. Bounces it off the boards. Lambert across to Slaker. Slaker's got it wide left. Now tries to throw it to the middle. Unable to connect with Morgan. Taken away. Drevich leads it the other direction, but behind Coomer. Picked up by Lambert. Loose to Boca. It's the third line out there for Merrimack. Coombs, Drevich, and McBride. Now stretch pass just not quite on Coombs, and now Mann has to put the glove down and hang on to it. 5:11 remaining.
And a good decision right there from Mann to cover it up. Michigan really making a mess of it in the offensive zone. Slaker trying to play a pass back. Correction, actually, that was trying to play a pass back to Slaker, unable to handle it, and Loose looking like he had control, but good command, but pursued hard by Merrimack. Good decision there. Good command by Strauss-Mann to come out and cover the puck.
Ciccone pass across as Michigan did win the draw, and a pass fanned on by Matt McArdle. Michigan takes it away. They continue to really swarm Merrimack over these past 10 minutes or so. Winborg down deep to Warren. Skates around with it, leaves it behind for Randall. Pinned up against the boards alongside Warren, who's going to get an opportunity to pass it down for Winborg, who is directly behind the net. He gets checked, looking to get it to Warren, who applies a firm check, and then Michigan able to keep it in the zone. I think we're going to have a penalty coming.
Yeah, that was entirely self-inflicted. Ciccone there going for the catch instead of opting to block it with his body. And then...
It looked like he collided with, it appears to be Logan Drevich, who is still slow to get up. Not sure what the penalty is going to be. Probably interference, you'd have to think.
Most likely.
So with 4:26 remaining in period 2, Merrimack goes to their third power play and an opportunity to take the lead back as we are in the under 5 timeout. Both teams huddled at their benches. Yost Ice Arena pretty much capacity tonight, a little bit thinner in the club section, but general admission pretty solid.
Yeah, of course. Really, the second half of the season really starting to get underway right now. Of course, that win in South Bend was big and potentially a signal to a strong second half of the season, and now it's really time to get it going for Michigan.
It's been a very fast game with quick commercial breaks. That under 5 timeout only taking about a minute to 90 seconds. So Michigan on the penalty kill once again. This is their second time on the kill this second period. There were 2 penalties very close to each other in the first that resulted in about a minute of power play time each for each team and about a minute of 4-on-4. A quick shot from the point, blocked aside by Strauss-Mann, and they get it out of the defensive end. Ciccone got the penalty for kneeing, which I was not familiar was an NCAA penalty. It's not in the NHL.
Well, very, very rare penalty, evidently. I honestly was expecting, the way Drevich went into the board, I was honestly expecting for Ciccone to get called for boarding.
Yeah, that was the other. Boarding and interference were the 2 I was thinking. Long stretch pass, an opportunity for Merrimack, but a great job by Griffin Luce to get back and strip him of the puck before an unevaded chance, and Michigan quickly clears it down. That's now about a minute, and now we've got a whistle as a hook upcoming. It looks like it's going to be on Merrimack, so the second time in this game a penalty committed by the team on the power play. First it was Michigan in the first period. Now it is Merrimack's number 25, Sammy Taverner from Morzine, France. Tavernier, rather.
And really that was created by Griffin Luce. Griffin Luce has played an absolutely excellent game. He's been, I would argue, the top defenseman for the Wolverines tonight. Excellent play there to do away with that potential Merrimack chance and getting the puck to Boca. I believe Luce was the one who was hooked.
So it'll be a minute 8 of 4-on-4 before 52 seconds of Michigan power play time. Babcock leads the rush for Merrimack as they get it out of their own zone. Martin goes on hard to the boards. Michigan able to dig it free. This is an opportunity to use some speed, and that's why Slaker and Lockwood are out there. But the puck quickly parried back into the neutral zone. Martin to Luce. Luce bounces it off the boards, and he'll be the one first in after it. Tried to corral it, but unable to do so as the puck is free down behind the net. Lockwood scoops it up, gives it to Luke Martin. Martin across to Slaker. Michigan's got 25 more seconds of 4-on-4, and Slaker decides to exit the offensive zone to let Luce get off. Martin will go off as well. Now Slaker going wide to the left will curl behind the net, leave it to the middle, but nobody was there. Ciccone is going to be out of the box in 5 seconds. The door opens up as Boca gets to the puck, and he passes it into Ciccone. He's got a breakaway right in. Oh, and he missed the net. Put it high and wide to the right.
Well, puck-playing defenseman who doesn't really score goals, that's probably really one of the last players you want in front of the open goal. Really, what you're hoping there for is either Slaker, Lockwood, or Pastujov, but...
Well, it was set up perfectly, but Ciccone very conscious of a defenseman behind him, even though he had room to make a move, decided to opt for the quick shot, and now Merrimack right to it. They clear it down. 15 seconds remaining in the power play. That may well be Michigan's one lone chance on the power play, and it was certainly a good opportunity. Boca pass up to Pastujov.
And that chance right there is what Alex Shee was speaking of when he talks about players trying to get too fancy. Ciccone could have gone under Vogler and instead opted to try and go over him when he was standing up straight.
Lambert's got an opportunity. He skates right in. Backhand try is saved, and now all the way back down the ice. That's going to be an icing. And Michigan will have another penalty. Now we got some pushing and shoving between Petty and Nick Pastujov in the defensive end.
Not sure what the cause of that was. That seemed to start from nothing. Usually a lot of pushing and shoving starts when a skater showers the goalie or something like that, but really that was far away. Pastujov never really got in close to Vogler. I'm not sure what Petty's doing right there.
$1:20 remaining in the second period. Still 1-1 Wolverines and Warriors. Blankenberg takes a shot that goes just high and wide of the net. Ciccone's got it on the right point. 1:13 remaining. He's going to skate right in with it. Takes a shot through traffic that's blocked. Puck is free. Loose in front of the net. And they're just unable to jam it home. Blankenberg to Randall. He turns with it. Now to Brendan Warren. 1 minute remaining. Warren throws it in front of the net. Still loose there. Randall unable to jackhammer it home. And now up into the air, down the ice. It's going to go wide of Straussman for another icing. And so the referee's going to have to go over to the Warrior bench and yank some guys off the bench.
Well, another open net situation right there for the Wolverines, and another one they really failed to take advantage of. They just didn't really see the puck. Excellent movement right there to get in behind. Michigan largely done a decent job of crashing the net when they've needed to, and this time they just weren't able to get it home.
And now we might have the Merrimack timeout called. Yep. Scott Borick takes his timeout as Merrimack has now suffered back-to-back icings and certainly quite tired.
And really, an interesting development. I said Michigan has largely done a decent job of crashing the net when they needed to, even though they weren't able to finish their chances down there. Alex, has Jack Becker played at all in this period?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I mean, I've barely seen him out there. He's one of their better ones, him along with Nick Pastujov being put on the top line today, but really seen lots of Slaker, but largely Will Lockwood getting a lot of play on the top on the right wing instead of Becker. I really can't remember a moment where you've called his name this period.
Yeah, he's been quiet. Scott Borick in his first season for Merrimack calling that timeout. He was the assistant head coach at Providence since 2015, where he was in charge of recruiting, defense, and the penalty kill. Providence defense was second in the conference and 7th nationally last season, while the penalty kill was second in the conference and 6th nationally. So he's got some defensive credentials, but it's been a work in progress this season, though it's been good tonight, holding Michigan to just 1 goal so far. 50.1 remaining in the period. Merrimack able to win that draw, but Boca wasn't able to keep it in. There was an opportunity to trap Merrimack in even more. 40 seconds remaining in the period. Moyle to it across Center ice, now to Raby. Raby comes in, takes a shot that goes wide of the net. Van Wy puts it at the point. Saccone down low for Garrett Van Wy. 27 seconds remaining. Raby pinched hard against the boards. Moyle to Boca. Skates down low. Boca turns with it. Tries to leave it. But Van Wy able to get to it before it's intercepted. Moyle skates down the left wing. Gonna center it. No one in particular there to grab it all the way back down. And not quite far enough for an icing, so the final seconds will tick away. Michigan gets the equalizer in that second period, but they'll need one more to win the game as we've got some pushing and shoving at the end of the period. And now a couple of Michigan players in Merrimack, they're grabbing on each other. Referees trying to break it up. Both teams had emptied the benches to go to the locker rooms, and now a couple players are wrapped up. Saccone still getting shoved in the face by a Merrimack player. Can't tell the number.
I believe that's Jonathan Kovacevic. Really, I think that's the flashpoint of it all. Again, I'm not really sure where it starts as Saccone's stick thrown away in frustration. And Kovacevic is still jawing at him. I'm not sure. The referee there forcing him up against the board and ushering him into the locker room. Wouldn't surprise me if at least those two are given potential minor penalties, at least.
Very strange because both teams, I mean, the horn had sounded. Both teams were heading to their benches. Now we're going to have a conversation with Lockwood and Michael Babcock, the Merrimack captain. Lockwood serving as the de facto captain with Saccone occupied. They're being told what the penalty assessments may end up being, if there are any. Lockwood still talking to the referees now. They're going to speak to the coaches, Borek and Pearson, both standing up against the benches. Both teams' players have gone to the locker room, and now Pearson very animated talking to two referees. He's very much angry. He's doing something with the left arm as if to say there was an elbow thrown.
And Scott Borek right there smiling a little bit on the sidelines, joking around with Michael Babcock. If I had to guess, wouldn't surprise me. Coming out of the locker room, the penalties favor Merrimack. Perhaps no penalties will be called at all. Lockwood also a participant in the pushing and shoving a little bit, as well as Slaker, which is interesting. Slaker being interviewed by MGO Blue over there. And now the referees have a whole period to kind of sort this out. And I'm not really sure from the conversation, and I didn't see how it started. I'm not really sure where they go from this point. Mel Pearson still standing over there, jawing with the referee, and the linesman just saying, "Get off the ice."
Yeah, definitely very strange. The referees have now gone to the bench, and they've put the full 15 minutes up on the Jumbotron. So we will be back in just about 15.
Offer a little bit of clarity. Right now, the first penalty looks like Nicholas Boca is the only one who will get penalized a minor for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Interesting. Anyway, we'll be back in 15 with more. All right, we're back. Just about a minute 10 until the third period between Michigan and Merrimack. Alex Drain, Nick Hornberg for WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. The Wolverines, much more commanding effort in that second period, even though shots still even at 22. Definitely the glut of 5-on-5 action favoring the Wolverines, and they do get the lone goal in that second period to even the game at 1. These two teams looking to break the tie and emerge from Yost Ice Arena with a W.
Well, I think Mel Pearson said something to his team after the Great Lakes Invitational where they took 40 shots in the game, where they took 45 shots on day 2 against Michigan State, and the game ended in a tie. Really, Michigan a lot less cavalier with their chances, so to speak. They're not launching the puck at the net for no discernible reason as much. In this game, they're being a lot more careful with their offensive play. Their chances are a bit better. Unfortunately, their finishing still could use some work, but all the while, the play's really much better so far in the second half. Now, Michigan will start the third period on the penalty kill as Nick Boca goes to the box for an unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
That was a very strange end to the second period with pushing and shoving to end that period. We're still not sure what Boca did to earn the unsportsmanlike conduct. We have some good news that the Michigan women's team just defeated Northwestern over at Chrysler Center 79-78. Big win for them, their second win of the Big Ten season. We are underway now for the third period of action. Again, Michigan on the penalty kill, and a great opportunity for Petty. Scores!
Too easy.
Yep.
Way too easy.
A loose puck in front of the net. I don't know how in the world on a penalty kill there was no one near right in front of the net. Puck come right to him, and he finishes.
Well, really, starting periods on the penalty kill are oftentimes very weird. Really, with a numbers imbalance for both sides, it's awkward. If only because the face-off is in the center and not in your own zone. It takes a minute to get set. But once again, that was an absolutely stupid giveaway and very naive play there by the defense, not going for that puck, and just gave them a goal. Way too easy. 3
of the 4 players for Michigan on that play were all on the right wing boards, and Raby was the only one in the middle, and the puck just so came to a point where nobody was, and yet a Merrimack player just parked in front of the Michigan net. That should not have been allowed to happen. Certainly a really bad lapse there, as we have a whistle. Face-off upcoming. The goal scored at just 17 seconds into the third period.
And really already this is shaping up to be like so many Michigan results in the first half of the season, outplaying the opposition and still finding themselves on the losing end in the third period. And really, once again, this time the chances were a lot better. The shooting imbalance isn't quite there, but it's just the finishing needs to get so much better, as well as the penalty kill and the defense on the break.
Takeaway by Luke Morgan, and he's going to try to run with it, gets pushed down. Michigan has committed 3 penalties, Merrimack 2, but both of Michigan's power plays, at least half of it, have been consumed by 4-on-4 play, either by their own doing or Merrimack's doing. Haven't really ever had the opportunity to get set up on a power play, and some costly mistakes of their own. Here comes Slaker right in, he takes a shot. Good save there by Vogler, and a big rebound. Up come the Warriors the other direction. Skating oh so well into the zone, and a shot in front of the net is blocked.
And that's some excellent defensive pairing play there by Luce and Boca. Luce, not quite the speed you'd want, and having to concede space right there, fighting enough, disturbing that shot, letting Boca get into a good blocking position.
So Lockwood's got the puck, flings it over to Boca, but too far for him, and now Cook's got it in the neutral zone. And now Merrimack can really change their approach here in the third period now that they have a lead back. Lockwood and Pastuov. Lockwood didn't really see it. Once again, Michigan playing this game short-handed of sorts, still without Quinn Hughes or Josh Norris. Straussman plays it behind his own net. Pass up to Will Lockwood. Lockwood flying across the blue line right on into the offensive zone. And now a loose puck for Michigan. Blankenberg tried to get it down to Warren. Now another giveaway by Merrimack, and Blankenberg gets it back. Trying to find Saccone, and now to the middle. Opportunity. Lockwood a shot. A good save by Vogler. And now another giveaway by Merrimack right to Blankenberg. He just keeps vacuuming up these loose pucks. He's falling down. Saccone gets it to him. Lockwood a shot. And I'm not sure if that was wide or if Vogler got a piece.
I think it was actually a little bit of both. I think that probably would have gone straight for the metal, but it was parried aside by Vogler.
And now Blankenberg finally gives it back to Merrimack, and they're able to get it out. Seifert, a centering pass, tipped by a Michigan stick. Now Coombs comes to the middle, and a shot. Whoa! And it just dribbles wide of the post. A great opportunity for Merrimack, who are trying to grab a 3-1 edge in the early stages of this third period. Van Wyk to Brendan Warren, and then taken away by Merrimack. Martin just across the blue. Oh, they're going to call an offsides on Raby. Looked like they had managed to get everything lined up onside.
And once again, Michigan not doing a great job of coming out right after giving up a goal. This team has not done a great job, really. Oftentimes, as the second leg of the home series against Minnesota in December demonstrated, when they concede a goal, they are very liable to go and concede another straight out of the gate, because they generally do not respond well.
16:15 remaining in the game. Michigan needs at least a goal to get back to a tie. They ceded the go-ahead to Merrimack just 17 seconds into this period. Shots 25 apiece. Van Ungern got it to the middle. Here comes Moyle to Martin. The junior defenseman goes skating down the right wing, pressed up hard against the boards. And now getting it to Moyle down behind the net, curls with it. To the point, Summers across. Martin, oh, and a shot goes through the crease. Summers, Moyle, shot is blocked. And man, right in front of him. Martin, Moyle back in on side. But Michigan in the midst of a full change. Merrimack setting their troops up. 15 minutes remaining in the game. Petty, who was the go-ahead goal scorer, brings it on in. Boca grabs it looking for Slaker, but Slaker didn't see it, and it'll be an icing for the Warriors.
And really, Merrimack so far coming out of this goal, largely playing it, I would argue, fairly intelligently right there. Really, they've dominated this game. They've dominated the third period. Really, excuse me, Michigan's had control most of the game, but now Merrimack so far has dominated this third period with that early goal, and really pressing for the other one is a lot.
Oh, and they get a score, and a score right there. Gresock off the face-off. One of those face-off wins right to the stick of a winger who took a seeing eye shot from the left wing over Strauss-Mann's shoulder, and it's 3-1 Warriors.
And that's one of the few goals really this season where I can really say I think Strauss-Mann really responsible for that more than anything. You say, yeah, Michigan should have won the face-off, and they should have. Michigan really not been great from the face-off today, losing 25-18 from in the face-off so far in the game. But really there, Strauss-Mann not in good position. That was an absolute bullet of a shot.
Yeah, terrific shot there from Chase Gresock. And now Michigan really in trouble, trailing 3-1. 14:35 remaining. Certainly time, and Michigan's gotten, a fair number of looks. And now here's an opportunity as Slaker goes shooting on in with it. He's going to curl, leaves it in front for Lambert, who's just unable to get a stick on it. Morgan up against the boards, chipped all the way down, and it's actually deflected out of play. And we'll have the under 15 timeout. Merrimack with 2 goals here in the early third period. And one thing we were talking about before the game was that Michigan entered this game at the 24th spot in the pairwise. Not, too far out of the tournament picture, but you just cannot afford to lose at home to a team that is 5-15-1. I mean, this would be a huge setback for the Wolverines.
Yeah, really. So far, again, this having the look of the season opening game against Vermont, coming in the number 4 team in the country and losing. This one's a little bit of a different complexion, not as much of a shot imbalance, but really now for the first time, Michigan taking less shots than the opposition. Merrimack really taking the game to the Wolverines in the third period. Michigan just does not look ready to play this third period, and Merrimack has come out of the locker room strong. And I get it. Some residual anger from Michigan. I think they thought they were hard done from the way the penalties were resolved in the incident at the end of the second period. But really, there's no excuse for this. Michigan has just collapsed 5 minutes into the last period.
Yeah, this is very much not what the Wolverines wanted to see. Off the face-off, a shot by Will Lockwood. Got a piece of Vogler's pad, and it will stay an offensive zone draw for the Wolverines. The goal by Greshak, assisted by Derek Petty, who now has a goal and an assist in this game, and Greshak himself's got a goal and an assist. And really, now both these goals in the third period, very strange plays, very quickly off of face-offs. Now Lockwood's got the puck. He cuts to the middle, takes a shot, deflected. And now Ciccone skates in. He takes a rip shot right into the belly of Vogler.
And really right there you have one really good chance. And Lockwood, that's really the strength he has as a player. I think no other players on the team aside from Quinn Hughes, who is not here tonight, can create space for himself in front of the net the same way Lockwood can with that backhanded wrist shot. And unfortunately, that one did not go his way, and that shot by Ciccone on target, but rather fairly routine for Vogler.
Blankenberg got pushed down. Lockwood comes in off sides. Michigan now 28 shots. Still just not a lot of good looks in this last little bit. They had a great period of time where they were pressing hard at the end of that second period. But boy, it's just been a rough stretch in the first 6 or so minutes to open this third period. Off the draw. Play bantered about in the neutral zone. Lockwood. Pass across to Blankenberg, who does a nice little spin move. Carries on in, cuts to the middle. Blankenberg takes a shot that goes skipping towards the net. Pushed aside, now he's got it back. Right point, takes a shot. That's another big deflection. Ciccone takes a drive. Shot is blocked. Blankenberg back to Siccone's shot. Goes wide of the net. Blankenberg takes another shot that gets blocked in front by Pastuov. Ciccone over to Lockwood, curling, gives it to Joe Ciccone, cuts between a couple defenders, leaves it down low, coming right in. Puck is loose in front of the net, still free. Lockwood couldn't quite grab it, and now Blankenberg unable to keep it in at the point. It goes all the way down, but not far enough for an icing.
And once again, right there, another moment. Michigan, great work to get in behind. Beautiful interplay between Ciccone and Jack Becker, but once they got there, once again, not able to convert.
Randall in across the blue line, gets shoved. Winborg across now to the point. Martin to Summers, a shot. It's deflected in front, they score! Winborg in front of the net, deflected off a bunch of bodies and into the net, a high rising shot. And into the net, I don't know who in the world's going to get credit for this goal because it was 3 or 4 guys in front of the net. Now the referee's conferring. I mean, certainly up high. I don't know if it was off a hand or what,
Well, we'll probably see it right now. They don't seem to have a video monitor queued up just yet. But I believe down there that's Alex Carl standing there expectantly by the referees. Now Michael Babcock. I think they may be trying to argue that it should not be a goal.
There's either the case of it got batted in off a hand or a case for goaltender interference. Summers was coming down the left wing boards and took a high-rising shot, and there was a huge crowd of players in front of the net. We're trying to get a replay, but none coming.
And it looks like they will just have the goal, and the goal given to Jack Summers, his first goal as a Wolverine.
Stat broadcast giving it to Summers. We haven't gotten an official word because the scoreboard and the Jumbotron still say 3-1. The referees, all four of them, gathered right in front of Scott Borick, the coach for Merrimack. If the goal counts, it'll bring it to 3-2 with 12:20 remaining in period 3. Michigan had finally turned up the offensive pressure.
And now the referees look like they will opt to just continue the game. It looks like there will be no review. As of now, Stat Broadcast has the goal charged to Jack Summers with the assist, Brendan Warren and Luke Martin.
Now the crowd cheering as the 2 has finally been put up on the board. We'll get the official word in just a minute. The referee had gone over to the scorer perhaps to tell him who the goal is credited to, and I can imagine they're going to be watching replays. Here we finally get a replay. Summers took the shot. It looks like Randall and Winborg in front.
Looks like it may have just deflected off Vogler.
They say on the official word Winborg, I believe is what I just heard.
And Winborg is there celebrating as if he did score.
Yeah, now they got Winborg being shown up on the Jumbotron. He's going to get credit in a 3-2 Merrimack lead. Michigan's got 12 minutes to at least get to a tie. Moyle brings it on in.
And Summers and Martin have been credited with assists.
Loose looking for Moyle. Michigan in the preceding 2.5 minutes or so had really turned up the heat. They need to continue to do so. Good hard check by Raby against the boards. Merrimack able to chip it out. Loose grabs it and sends it in on the netminder Vogler. Now a pass to the middle, an opportunity for Moyle. Just couldn't get a shot away. Van Wy came careening in afterwards, and now a rush opportunity for Merrimack, but Straussman quickly to it. Ciccone pass to Van Wy, but he had the puck taken away from behind. Ciccone helps clean it up. Flipped up into the air. Kovacevic skating around in the neutral zone. Van Wy came across to hit him. Slaker gets the puck free over to Lambert. Lambert sends it through the offensive zone. Slaker sticks the rear end out and applies a check. Now he picks it up. Pass to the middle. Luke Morgan shooting! And he just put it wide. And a great look there from the first line center transfer from Lake Superior State. Lambert brings it in, pass looking for Slaker, a little too far in front of him, but he eventually gets to it. Morgan coming in after it. He takes the puck. Morgan curling, leaves it there for Blankenberg. Blankenberg cuts, takes a shot, high and over top the net, rattles around. Ciccone right point, across to Blankenberg, across to Slaker. He's on the right side, going back over to Blankenberg, cuts to the middle. Slaker goes down low. Blankenberg looks to get it to him in a shot right into the glove of Vogler. Michigan really pressing in the last 4.5 minutes. They've already produced 1 goal, but they'll need 1 more in the final 9:55 as we enter the under 10 media timeout.
Well, another couple of good chances right there. Nick Blankenberg really asserting himself in the game. Really has had a good break period in the absence of Quinn Hughes. Really asserting himself as a good puck-playing defenseman, perhaps making a play for next season. Very, very likely. Well, not very likely, almost certainly Quinn Hughes will sign with the Vancouver Canucks after the season. Blankenberg right there making a play for more ice time in the future. And Luke Martin, considered a very much a stay-at-home defenseman, arguably the most dedicated purely dedicated defender on this Michigan team, has suddenly been credited with 2 assists on the night. Very strong play from him.
Well, they posted the replay to Twitter, so slowing it down. The goal was Summers skating up the left wing, and he just took a wrist shot. And in front of the net were 2 Wolverines and 2 Warriors, Randall and Winborg for Michigan. And it looked to be Kovacevic and Taylor Height, the top pair of defensemen for the Warriors. And they were both cowering in front of the net, and it just looked to be just hit Winborg's body straight on, redirect, and it fell into the open net. So here we go, back out of the timeout. 9:55 remaining. Michigan needs at least another goal. Merrimack, I think, certainly has to be a little worried about the way they're kind of turtling right now and letting Michigan just fire away. Martin takes a shot that is blocked in front of the net. Loose puck. Lockwood and the Pastuovs quickly to it. Chipped into the neutral zone. Summers. Pass for Lockwood taken away, and then Lockwood went sprawling to the ice. Coombs sends it on deep. Summers holds the puck. Stretch pass for Becker. He is harassed as he carries it on in and then chipped on deep. Could be an icing, but it's not going to go far enough. Summers picks it up as the cowbells from the children of Yost sounding in the background. Summers passed too far for Becker, and that's going to be an ugly icing for Michigan to take.
And once again, right there, you mentioned Merrimack turtling about a minute ago. That's something that as I said, after they scored the goal, they were pressing for another one. That's why I said very smart play. Michigan doesn't always respond well to goals. You're much better off generally playing to extend your lead to 2 than you are to sit back and try and hold the other team from scoring.
But we'll see if Merrimack turns up the pressure in the final 8:58 of this game, clinging to a 1-goal advantage. Martin along the boards to Jack Becker. Out comes with Will Lockwood. Almost said Lil Walkwood, but Loose tried to pinch there in the offensive end.
Morris Fabry would have been very proud of that slip of the tongue.
Merrimack in the defensive end. Boca chips in, tried to intercept the pass. It almost did. Boca carries it in, gets it to Winborg. Winborg on in. Shot is blocked, but then blowing a tire is a Merrimack defenseman. But Winborg unable to turn and pass it to the middle. Warren leaves it for Winborg there, turning behind the net, plays it in front for Lockwood. Curling to Loose to Boca. Skates on in, down in front, and a nice redirect by Winborg. But a save, and they blow the whistle, even though Vogler did not at all have that puck.
Yeah, the children of Yost not happy about that. I think really the referees, as we mentioned with, I think it was Petty going down with the injury in the neutral zone, going shaken up, even though there was no natural stoppage. The referees have really been playing with a quick whistle tonight. I don't think that one's really egregious. I think they maybe wanted to blow the whistle to avoid a potential confrontation in front of the net. Winborg was being rushed upon by a pair of Merrimack players. Perhaps that's something they want to tone this game. They want to tone this game down a little bit.
8:08 remaining. Draw one there by Michigan. Moyle pass it front to Van Wy, and he just poked it wide, and then Van Wy careening right into Vogler and just tackling him. The Warriors finally get their hands on the puck. Loose pinched in at the point, unable to keep it in. Boca past the blue line. Loose has got it. Passes it deep for Moyle. And now picked up well by the Warriors. Loose beating Coombs on into the zone. Boca pass to Moyle, trying to connect with Van Wy, able to get it to him on sides, looking to connect with Moyle, and a shot right in. A rebound. Raby unable to clean up the leftovers. Blankenberg to Ciccone. Ciccone and Blankenberg back on that first pair as Blankenberg skates in with it, pass too far for Slaker. Not an icing, as Lambert and Slaker go in after it. Slaker tried to redirect it to the front of the net, hit the side of the cage, and bounced out. Ciccone, Blankenberg, Lambert leaves it for Slaker, who comes on in, skating wide to the left, curling around behind the net, skating through the entire offensive zone, and Slaker takes a shot. Oh, and Vogler didn't see it, but it hit his pads, and he's able to put the trapper down. 6:36 remaining. Michigan pressing as hard as ever.
This is one of Jake Slaker's more positive games this season, really. Very lively at times. He would so far earlier on in the season, he would tend to disappear for long stretches. He wouldn't even get a whole lot of ice time sometimes. And really, so far, that was an excellent shot off the run, an excellent individual effort by Slaker on target. However, not able to get quite through Vogler's 5-hole, but another great individual play by Slaker.
So face-off to the left of Vogler, and the draw won by Merrimack, chipped all the way down. Icing waved off as Merrimack gets in there first. Irvine had it, lost it. Michigan comes up the other direction. Becker did a bit of a toe drag to try to turn the rush the other way, but then quickly taken back by the top line attackers for the Warriors. Lockwood falling down, trying to get it to Pastuov. Now to Ciccone. Ciccone over to Nick Pastuov, skating nicely around Merrimack defenders, just weaving his way into the offensive end. And now the puck is free. Becker pass and a wraparound try for Pastuov, and it just went wide. Martin has it stolen there by Gressok, who is one of the goal scorers tonight. And now I think we're going to have a penalty of some kind. And it looks like it is going to be Gressok going to the box.
Not sure what it is, perhaps. I think maybe a hook.
Or no, it's not going to be. Maybe it's someone coming from the bench. Number 4, Tyler Drevich. Is it too many men? I don't know why he'd be coming from the bench.
That's possible. Drevich was not on the ice in that past exchange.
And now Scott Borick talking to the officials as we see on the Jumbotron that Pastuov wraparound that Vogler was able to get to, and then the rebound try put wide. So here is a crucial moment in this game. 5:37 remaining, and a 2-minute Michigan power play upcoming. Adam Winborg is able to win the draw to Jake Slaker. Holding is the official call on that penalty. Lockwood a shot! Redirected over top of the net. Ciccone with the puck at the point. Across to Jake Slaker. Goes down low. Winborg a try. Here comes Lockwood to Ciccone at the point. He's going to take a shot high and wide. And then Winborg trying to poke from behind. Moyle, everyone pushing and shoving. And freezing the puck there was Vogler. Shots now 36-26 in favor of the Wolverines. It was 22-22 at the end of the period, which means 14-4 the shots in favor of Michigan here in the third.
And yet, Merrimack has scored 2 goals in this period. Michigan has scored 1.
There you go.
Moyle there took a bit of a hard fall. It looks like he tripped over Vogler's stick.
Winborg will do the face-off once again with Moyle to his right. He wins the draw.
Pair of good face-off wins there by Adam Winborg.
Ciccone to Slaker. A shot high and rising over top. Lockwood corrals it at the point, able to hold it in. Sends it down low for Winborg across to Slaker, to Ciccone at the point. He's going to skate to his right, give it to Slaker, skating in. Lockwood, a shot, and deflected off somebody up into the boards.
I think that was off Carl.
And Ciccone unable to keep it in. A bad mistake there, and now Petty takes it away, trying to get it to the middle. Ciccone parries that one aside. And now Michigan comes up the other direction, 48 seconds, and another strong play there from Petty. Approaching 4 minutes remaining in the game, 40 seconds to go. in the power play. Lambert does a great job to skate around some players, and then Pastuov comes in, but just turned aside. Good defense and almost sloppy attacking there. Too vicious. Lambert brings it in and pass right across. Blankenberg trying to take a shot, redirected in front by Michael Pastuov, and now Merrimack is allowed to clear. A couple great looks there. Michigan not doing a good job at holding the line. Back to full strength are the Warriors. Here comes Michael Pastuov laying it down for Boca. He got tripped up. The crowd screaming for a penalty and none coming. 3:22 remaining. In some ways, Michigan has had some of its best looks in this third period in these last couple of minutes. Martin pass to Wimborg. Instead, it goes back to Boca, who was trying to get off on a change. Over to Martin. Martin to Randall. He pushes it deep. Wimborg going after it. Up against those boards. And puck comes free. Warren was trying to get to it now. Chipped on deep by Merrimack. 2:51 remaining, and we have an icing.
And right there, really a wasted power play. Again, some excellent chances, and that's really the story of this game, particularly in the third period. Michigan has had some absolutely excellent chances, but once again, this team really just isn't ruthless in the same way that previous teams were on offense. Really, creating chances isn't the issue. The interplay has been downright good the last couple weeks, but the finishing and the eye for the goal just is not there.
So 2:50 remaining. That is a nullified draw. They're going to do it again to the left of Vogler. Van Wy to do this draw. Michigan putting its fourth line out there. And now another infraction. And the crowd booing.
And Van Wy and Kramer going at it a little bit there. I'm not sure what really the cause of this. I'm not even sure why the infractions have been called yet. Nobody's been waved out.
Van Wy to do it again with Kramer. And now call off again.
Man. Now both have been waved out.
It'll be Moyle doing it instead. Rimming around the board, Summers unable to pinch. Have to wonder when Michigan will pull the netminder. Van Wy coming fast on in. A wrister deflected off a stick. And a face-off coming to the left.
Well, you've got
Vogler.
Well, you've got 2 minutes and 39 seconds now, down a goal. Would not surprise me if you see this face-off, if Michigan wins the face-off, moving back into the zone and Strauss-Mann moving to the bench.
The under 5 timeout as we've got Wolverines in the NHL up on the board. JT Comfer being featured for the Avalanche on that team that's been very good this season.
Well, I doubt they'll show it unless they have earlier today, the stats from earlier today factored in, but Kyle Connor has scored today for the Winnipeg Jets, his 15th goal of the season, really established himself as a great part of that young core to a Winnipeg team that has a very real shot at winning a Stanley Cup this year.
Connor's a real good player. He's a guy that will be a very interesting free agent in the offseason because Winnipeg's got an issue where they have a lot of restricted free agents and not a lot of money to allocate.
Wheeler, Scheifele, Line A.
Yeah. And Connor is one of those, as they just showed the Larkin goal in the game winner against Nashville the other night.
And Dylan Larkin really establishing himself as the heir apparent at center for the Red Wings, potentially not far off from really being linked to a young Stevie Y or a young Zetterberg.
Yeah. So here we go, 2:39 remaining out of the timeout. Pastuov will do the draw. Now kicked out of the faceoff circle is Petty. These referees really not liking what they're seeing in the faceoff dot. Pastuov wins the draw, and the net is officially empty for the Wolverines. Puck is loose, and now Slaker has it, passes it over to Pastuov, and Merrimack very quick to clear that one out. Blankenberg picks it up. Leaves it behind Saccone, pass up to Jake Slaker. Lockwood tried to leave it behind, and he does a great job. He picked it out of midair and tried to claim he held it in, and I was about to give him credit for it, but they whistled it dead for an offside.
Yeah, right there. I thought he kept it in, but once again, a pretty quick whistle by the referees. It's going both ways, so I don't think there's really a whole lot to complain about.
Pashtuov in the face-off dot. Slaker helps him get that one. They had to put man back in the net. I feel like for Michigan almost it's better to play without the empty net than to play with it because they're so prone to having those mistakes, and if you let the empty net goal, you're just over. Babcock quickly coming in with it, and he leaves it to a trailer. An opportunity for Merrimack, and then a quick shot in on Straussman hits his toe. And a minute 40 remaining. Man's going to head towards the benches. Slaker leads the rush. And now taken away, cleared all the way down, and it's in. Straussman. That's what I was telling you about.
Straussman caught no man's land right there. He hadn't yet gotten all the way over to the bench. And right on cue, silly giveaway, and an excellent long shot right there. Who was that? Was that?
I couldn't tell. It was one of the defensemen at the blue line. Quick to get to it and then clear it all the way down and right into the net.
And really, once again, as we said at the end of the game against Vermont earlier in the season, once you get to a point where you miss so many chances, this happens.
If you're not good at concerted pressure and you're prone to ugly giveaways, you're not really a team that's going to play well with the empty net. And Michigan just is not one of those teams. And, I mean, they were, you know, within 5 seconds of pulling the goalie, they give it away and boom, a goal. And so 4-2 Merrimack. They credit the goal to Kovacevic, unassisted at even strength, and the fans head for the exits. A really ugly loss for Michigan, unable to gain any momentum from that outdoor win. Randall in the middle, loose. Warren throws it in front, deflected, a minute remaining. Griffin Luce has it with 50 seconds remaining across to Boca. And Michigan going to outshoot Merrimack 38-28.
At least.
At least in this game. Boca tries to redirect it to the front. Unable to quite get it there. 35 seconds remaining. Michigan still in the offensive end, no real opportunities. Lambert's shot was blocked. And 10 seconds left. Babcock goes in after it. Mann touches it to the side. 5 seconds left. Lambert to Luce. 2 seconds, 1, and that'll do it. Really a disastrous game in terms of Michigan's hopes of making the tournament. They play so many good teams in the second half of the season that they'll still have their opportunities, but this is just not a game you could give away.
And really now this team, if there was ever if this team ever had a come to Jesus moment, metaphorically in it, this is it. Merrimack came into this game 5-15-1. Michigan outshot them by 10 and lost 4-2.
And the Michigan players very dejected in the handshake line. Not a whole lot else to say about this. A very inconsistent club, but they'll get Norris and Hughes back for the weekend series, but they go at Ohio State, one of the better teams in college hockey, a top 10 ranked team on the road. They're going to have to show up a whole lot better than they've been playing on the whole.
And really a waste of a win against Notre Dame last week. You had the opportunity to come in and gain some momentum, get what should be against Merrimack a routine win. And you and I were talking about it before the season. You know, why was this game even scheduled? And really, this team just hasn't been able to get up for games like this. And it's something that Mel Pearson really needs to work on, as all of this team's flaws were on full display. Wasteful with their chances on offense, really bad with loose pucks on defense. And it's something that they need to address going on later in this season. Very likely, barring a bizarre run, very likely this season for tournament purposes is likely already lost, and it's something they need to address going forward to iron out all the weaknesses they have, and they have really a lot this season. This has not gone the way any of us expected this season to go for Michigan hockey, and frankly, it has been a disaster.
Well, we talked about it being a rather front-loaded schedule, and indeed it is, and it's only going to get a whole lot harder from here. At Ohio State, Penn State, those are 2 top 10 teams. At Minnesota, home to Michigan State. At Notre Dame, home to Ohio State. At Wisconsin. That's the remainder of the schedule. It's an interesting crux of the season. Michigan drops to 7-8-6. Merrimack improves to 6-15-1. A lot of thinking to be done in the Michigan locker room. Until then, Alex Drain, Nick Hornberg. From Yost Ice Arena, final score Merrimack 4, Michigan 2. This is WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. Good night, and go blue.